So this was declassified in 1995. This is the CIA's internal assassination guide. And you can see they go through all these different methods here. So, for example, manual killings with your bare hands or with a weapon or with a wire or with a machine gun. How to carry it out to get away with it. This one's really interesting. Accidents. How to kill someone and make it look like it's an accident. This is our government. Our government defending democracy. Defending democracy with covert guides that were classified for 40 years and only pried out of their hands because Oliver Stone made a popular movie that allowed a congressional subcommittee to finally obtain these documents, and they weren't so squeamish about giving it up at that point because everyone was dead who was a part of it 40 years later. I'm going to read a little bit of this. Accidents. For secret assassination, the contrived accident is the most effective technique. The contrived accident is the most effective technique for assassination, making it look like somebody died in an accident. A car accident, a small plane accident, a gym accident. When successfully executed, it causes little excitement and is only casually investigated. The most efficient accident in simple assassination is a fall of 75 feet or more onto a hard surface. The Wuhan lab was 80 feet. Let me read this again. The CIA Assassination Guide. The contrived accident is the most effective technique. When successfully executed, it causes little excitement and is only casually investigated. The most efficient accident in simple assassination is a fall of 75 feet or more onto a hard surface. Elevator shafts, stairwells, unscreened windows, and bridges will serve. Bridge falls into water are not reliable. Bridge falls into water are not reliable. In simple cases, a private meeting with the subject may be arranged at a property-cased location. So the CIA sets up a meeting with somebody where a tall window is nearby. The subject. Not the assassination target, the subject. A private meeting with the subject. You go to meet a source. May be arranged at a property case location, meaning the CIA has cased the location beforehand, knows that they can reliably, that there's a hard surface underneath, that it's 75 feet or taller. If the assassin immediately sets up an outcry, playing the horrified witness, no alibi or surreptitious withdrawal is necessary.
Check that out. That is your CIA, the ones that are supposed to be protecting the people, so-called, right? Here they are. They have an assassination guide. Can you imagine that? They have an assassination guide on how to take people out, all in the name of defending democracy, whatever that means, right? This got me thinking a lot of stuff, man. All this scientists that try to come up with the cure for cancer, the cure for AIDS, the cure for a lot of diseases. All of a sudden, they get into these accidents, right? They get into these accidents, be it a plane crash or car crash or their house is set on fire, whatever that is. It's usually plane crashes, like part of this assassination guide. And the accident is you set up a meeting, right? Because some of these scientists that came up with the cure for a lot of diseases, they were trying to get to a meeting where they can come together and think tank and hash things out and, trying to figure out how, the next step forward. So you can imagine it's probably the CIA that set these things up. Or they were keeping tabs on them to find out when they were going to have a meeting, then carry out their plans on assassinating them, right? Remember, it's now accidents, right? So this is what we're seeing here. So a lot of the people, a lot of the, even prominent men, they were once in the know, right? And their conscience got the better out of them, and they're trying to expose a lot of this so-called accidents and a lot of these agendas of the wicked elites. What happened? They themselves get caught up in an accident. Even celebrities, a lot of celebrities that have died by means of accidents, and they're usually something that triggers these accidents, right? Either they're trying to turn into a whistleblower, or they know too much and now they cannot be trusted, right? Probably a loudmouth. What happens? They get caught up in these accidents. Like Anne Heche, right? I believe that's how her name is pronounced. She caught up one of these accidents, right? Paul Walker got caught up in one of these accidents. There's a lot of them that got caught up in a lot of these accidents. I can't think of a lot of their names. But the ones that we all know about is this plane crashes where doctors, they were supposed to come up with the medicines. They were supposed to heal a lot of people, cure a lot of people, not just treat them, because treatment is an ongoing thing, but actually cure people. What happens? They all end up in this so-called accidents, and you never hear from them again. So with this CIA's assassination guide that they got out there, this individual here, he got a hold of it, and he's practically going into it, and he's showing you how your so-called government has a guide in taking people out. So when we say we don't trust the government, we have a very good reason for this, man. We're not just speaking out of our ass, right? We have a very good reason for that. With this being one of them, right? They're going into elaborate ways on how to take people out and make it look like it was just, very well detailed. So they know what they're doing. And how do they know what they're doing? Because they've been doing it and it's been working. Now they have to put it on wax to let you know that, oh man, this is so good. You got to see this, right? That's why they wrote it down. Like, oh man, this technique is so good. You got to check this out. Fucking devils, man. Excuse my French. This is the book of Proverbs, the 4th chapter and the 16th verse. It says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they have caused some to fall. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, HaKodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, shalom, shalom to all your brothers and sisters out there that are of the household of faith, from the men, from the 144,000 down to the men, women, and children that are allotted to be delivered in this latter days, who are of the elect, and to the brothers that are pushing this gospel in all sincerity and in truth. To you, I say shalom, right? And I was just watching that clip, man. It's like, God damn, man, the stuff we got to deal with from your own government. I mean, it's usually them, isn't it? But somehow they want you to look at them for help, to come to them for when things go wrong, to depend on them. Look at what FEMA has been doing. FEMA got caught out there messing with aid that was supposed to come to people that were, in need, with the whole Helene situation and Milton in Florida, right? This hurricane, especially the one that happened in North Carolina, the FEMA got caught, messing around, having accidents happen. You see what I'm saying? And these are your so-called protectors. They're supposed to look out for you. They're supposed to give you aid. But here they are, making life a miserable hell for you. So with this document that is out there about CIA going into how they carry out a perfect plan on assassinating people, having accidents happen. And I've been thinking about a whole lot of things, Something like this put a lot of things in perspective. You see what I'm saying? It put a lot of things in perspective, Now there you have it. This is why I had to put a scripture out in Proverbs, the 4th chapter, and the 16th verse. It said, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they have caused some to fall." So CIA is in this stead because the CIA was created by the wicked elites, and this is the nature of the wicked elites, right? That's why the scripture is breaking it down for you, because this individual you see that are in this alphabet groups, be it the FEMA, the FBI, the CIAs, and NIA, NSA, the list goes on and on and on and on. They sleep now, they say they've done mischief. So for them to get a good night rest or good day's rest, they have to do some kind of mischief. They have to have done some kind of mischief. And if they don't do that mischief, guess what? Their sleep is taken away. Why? Because they have to make someone to fall, and if they don't do that, they won't be able to sleep. Just like you sleep like a baby when you achieve something good in your life, right? You do something good and you're like, oh man, that was a successful thing that I did, man. It gives you that, calm that when you go to sleep, you sleep like a baby. Well, that is not the case with the wicked elites. Theirs is the only time they're able to sleep that good is they have to do something wicked. They have to do something very evil. Now we see that being played out in this assassination guide, which they call Defending Democracy. All in the name of democracy. You see? So this is what we're dealing with here. The 17th verse, it says, "For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence." Did you catch that? So wickedness is like a food to them. It's like, you eat a good steak, and, if you're a vegetarian, you eat a good vegetarian dish that have you feeling good, right? Feel, oh man, I feel so fulfilled. I feel so satisfied, and things of that nature. Well, this is how this devils operate. They eat the bread of wickedness. They eat wickedness like it's bread, like it's food, and drink the wine of violence. This is why they're having a well-detailed assassination technique. That is that wine of violence, man. Talking about how, take them to 7 feet, have them fall over. You got to make sure the floor is concrete. So when they smash, they will blow up like a goddamn watermelon. Oh boy. That is that wine of violence right there. Says the 18th verse. "But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day." You see? So that's the just, the righteous. They'll have that light shining in them. But the wicked, well, it says here, the way of the wicked is as darkness. You see? In contrast to that of the righteous, the just, their path, there's light in their path to shine a light unto them.
In chase cases, it will usually be necessary to stun or drug the subject before dropping him. Care is required to inspire that no wound or condition not attributable to the fall is discernible after death. So if we're trying to kill a journalist or a political leader or a religious leader with a large following in a country, we can either kill him directly if he's dumb enough to meet up with one of us in a private meeting. But if we need to chase him down, stun him, use some means where once we drop him off out of a window, we drop him off a balcony, it will not be evident in the forensics that he died of, say, a gunshot wound beforehand. Falls into the sea or swiftly flowing rivers may suffice if the subject cannot swim. It will be more reliable if the assassin can arrange to attempt rescue, as he can thus be sure of the subject's death and at the same time establish a workable alibi. Democracy in action. As he can thus be sure of the subject's death and at the same time establish a workable alibi. Democracy in action.
Mind you, this is CIA doing this. This is the CIA coming up with all this. I mean, when you read that, you're thinking some terrorist, right? You're thinking some crazy terrorist somewhere in Iran or, some crazy Russian.
Baby.
Going
if the
crazy.
Subject's personal habits make it
coming up
feasible,
with all that. Nah,
alcohol
this is just
may
CIA.
be used to prepare him for a contrived
Saying all of
accident
this.
of any kind.
Boy, oh boy.
Ply the person with alcohol, then throw him off, and then make it sound like a overdose. Falls before trains or subway cars are usually effective, but require exact timing and can seldom be free from unexpected observation. Automobile accidents are a less satisfactory means of assassination. If the subject is deliberately run down, very exact timing is necessary, and investigation is likely to be thorough. If the subject is deliberately run down, very exact timing is necessary, and investigation is likely to be thorough.
See, this is why the whole this new cars they have now, the EV cars, this with all this technology, right? They can control these cars from a distance. It makes it easier now. With the old cars, the manual cars, it's harder for them to do that unless they got to put like a bomb, on it, that when you start the cars, the bomb gets triggered and explodes, right? That's the old way. They have to, cause the quote-unquote accidents to assassinate someone. But with these new cars, all they got to do is lock you in it and take control of the car and drive you off the cliff or drive you head on with a big truck. You see what I'm saying? They showed you that in the movie Leave the World Behind. All of these electric cars, they were driving themselves and crashing into each other, right? Probably they were hoping that there were people in the cars and just go ahead and kill them off. You see what I'm saying? I mean, they show you these things in their movies and things of that nature. So this is why they are pushing for this EV cars, so they can easily take you out like that. Like you said, car accidents, to take out somebody, assassinate someone through cars is less satisfactory because, when investigations are carried out, you can easily see something is amiss. The car has been effed with, so to speak, right? But with these EV cars, there's no way to tell because all you can just see is a car was driving with somebody in it and crashed head on, even though it was being controlled remotely. You see? I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but I got to stop there. Leave you with the scripture right there, right here. Micah, the second chapter. Micah, the second chapter, the first verse, the subheading says, "Woe to oppressors." It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." So this is the individuals we're dealing with. They have the power to do this. This is why you don't mind writing it out, right? They could think less of it. Who's going to arrest the CIA? With all this information that's out there, is there any campaign to arrest all the members of the CIA? I think the fuck not. Right? Nobody's out there trying to arrest them. Why? Because they have the power to do this. Even reveal their method and still nothing will be done to them. Just like the individuals that went to Epstein Island, nothing has been done to them. That is the woe to the oppressors, because they know they have the power to do things like this, and the people at large would not do a damn thing to them, right? So let's read that again. Micah 2:1. So woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And with that, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai.